Good afternoon, traders. Joseph here from Eightcap. So we started the week with more volatility and more central bank intervention and stimulus to sort of stem some of the volatility and damage that we've been seeing so far in the markets. The US Federal Reserve was the big one that's cut rates once again. So that does make you start to wonder if there'll be what will happen later in this week. They've cut rates by 50 basis points and have discussed stimulus packages that they're going to start. And this also involves QE, so it's not the first as well. Other central banks have been discussing this as well. Australian Reserve Bank is discussing implementing a bond buying back program as well to try and maintain liquidity in the markets. But as usual, we haven't seen any positives so far from stocks. They are mixed globally at the moment. The US markets the futures went limit down close to open, and the Australian ASX is off over 7% today after Friday's very strong counter, fight back rally that we saw, that last really 1 hour of trade on Friday. But at the moment, we're looking at the German 30. At the moment, we can just see the gap lower that started the day, and the selling that's continued. So we've seen 3% gap lower, and so far today we've seen further selling, which is another 5% lower. So the German 30 tracks the German DAX futures over pre-normal cash market hours, and it could be another week to I don't like to say panicked, but a strong weaker open this afternoon, early evening into the European session tonight. So currencies have been extremely volatile. We've seen the Australian dollar move in a very wide range so far today. That range has been it had a peak of 3.43%. It went all the way up just above 63 and all the way down to the low, which was at that 60.93 point area. The Aussie yen has also been extremely volatile. It's slightly higher at the moment, but some very big moves early this morning. And at the moment other yen pairs at the moment have fought back from earlier losses. The dollar's seeing pretty good fight back at the moment, so it's 1% higher after this morning's losses. The pound and the yen are off earlier gains, and the euro yen basically looks very similar to the Aussie at the moment. It's in a very wide range. Now we just want to highlight Friday's session on the euro yen. It was absolutely stunning. It was 2.57% rally. Moves like that in the Forex space are just not very common normally, so when you do see them, it's quite amazing just to have a look at that type of volume that's going through that currency pair. Now, looking into some of the US indexes at the moment, some of them have been out of limit, so pricing may not be 100% accurate because a lot of CFD brokers, they run their pricing off the futures. Now, if the futures aren't running, they can't see prices. So at the moment, we're just seeing the drop there at 21,974. And when prices do come back in from limit, we're going to be watching with interest to see how things are going. And this is off the back, US-wise, off that rate cut and off the stimulus measures. But on the other hand, the virus and the public's perception of how the US are going to deal with this outbreak, if it does really develop into something quite testing for the American medical system, do people have confidence in that, and do they believe that the American government's going to be able to deal with that properly? So that will be one of the ongoing questions going into tonight's US session. So just finally finishing up, Bitcoin still continues to see some very heavy movement. We've seen close to 12% drop after this morning's gains, and we're seeing on oil at the moment some higher prices, and gold is currently lower after starting the week higher, and we're currently seeing some falls today of around 1.29%, but that's after that very strong gap higher this morning. So until tomorrow's report, trade safe and manage your risk, and be safer if you are in that area that's affected by the current coronavirus. So until tomorrow, good trading, and bye for now.